Hello there everyone, it's the J-Man Turtle Man coming at you with another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle episode review. Hey man, it's the J-Man, and this weekend we got another new episode of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon, episode 16 of season 4, Broken Foot. Leonardo here goes rogue and dons a black mask and a seatbelt, and together he, Karai, and Shinigami attempt to take on the Shredder's various places of money laundering and weapon stashes, and an attempt to cripple his Foot Clan. And does it go well? Of course not. Some cool things I liked about this episode was that, first of all, it had way more turtles in it than the previous episode, Sea at War. It was more focused on turtles, focused on Leonardo kind of going rogue against Master Splinter's wishes, and the other turtles kind of dealing with that. At one point, Donatello gets hurt pretty badly, and it's just completely Leonardo's fault, and all of them dealing with that. And no April, very little April. She was in it, but not that much, as opposed to last week's episode where it was all April. Some really good fight scenes in this episode. That's what gets better and better every episode. I look forward to the fight scenes. There's a scene in where the foot soldiers are being made, and it's like lava or molten metal, kind of like Terminator 2. And some really cool action, explosions, everyone's fighting. The action scenes get better and better every episode, so very cool. Speaking of where the foot soldiers get made, we had another reference to City at War, which is kind of the arc they're going for. And it's very more apparent in this episode that that's going to be the rest of the end of this season. It's a whole City at War type arc. Especially after this episode, it makes it very clear. We had Foot Elite Soldiers, or in this case, they're Foot Bot Elite Soldiers. Elite Footbot Soldiers, I believe is what Tiger Claw calls them. And in the original series, the original City at War series, they were kind of Shredder's go-to foot soldiers. They're his inner circle, and they're just causing chaos throughout the whole city and causing a divide between the Foot Clan, which causes Karai, in the comics, Karai to come from Japan to New York to settle her score with the Foot Elite. So similarities between the comic book and Nickelodeon series, not quite the same, but it was really cool to see the Elite Footbots in there. We had some cool family moments in this episode. In the very beginning, they're playing Mazes and Mutants, which is awesome to see that make a comeback. I love the Mazes and Mutants. I'm a huge D&D player, so it's cool to see that little reference to that in there. Ice Cream Kitty is playing D&D, and she's wearing a crown. And then later on in the episode, we see Shinigami's cat, her little black cat that follows her around. So we have a lot of cats in this series. So I think it's time to ask an actual cat what he thinks of all the cats in this series. So for that, we go to our cartoon cat correspondent, Mr. Bobos. What do you think of all the cats in this series, Mr. Bobos? I don't think he likes them. So again, a good continuation from last week's episode, a good continuation of our City at War story arc, but hands down my favorite part of the episode was they put in an awesome reference to TMNT, the 2007 animated movie. Leonardo and Raphael are in the battle shell, and Raphael's kind of chastising Leonardo for going off of his own, and he says something like, "I can't believe you go off on your own. That's something like I would do." And then he says, "Do you remember when I wanted to dress up as the Night Watcher Vigilante?" And you said, "No way." The Night Watcher Vigilante, of course, being a reference to TMNT 2007, which, besides the first movie, it has got to be my favorite movie. It's the movie kind of reinvigorated my love for Ninja Turtles, and I haven't stopped since. I grew up with Ninja Turtles when it was first getting going in the 90s, and then of course kind of died away, but then this movie really brought me back into the fandom, and here I am. You know, speaking of the Night Watcher, I know it probably won't go anywhere and it's just stuck in this one episode, but I would really love it if the Night Watcher made an appearance in this series. Maybe not in this season, maybe in future seasons. I think that would be really cool. It probably won't happen, not gonna get my hopes up, but some things I did not care for in this episode. I'm getting really tired of these stories of Leo not being Leo, not being the leader, Leo going off on his own and doing his own thing. It just seems repetitive, and the series and the creators of the series really love Leonardo, which is awesome. They've done some really cool things with Leonardo that Leonardo has never had done to him before. So, but I really feel like it's maybe another time for Turtle to shine. My favorite turtle is Raphael, and I really don't think he's gotten his just desserts in this series yet. Especially in this episode, he keeps talking about, like, well, it seems like something I would do. It seems like something if I would go rogue. And we really haven't seen him go rogue. Maybe in the Clash of the Mutanimals episode, but that was just for a tiny little bit, and he got brainwashed. And so I would love to see a little bit more fleshed out characterization of the other three turtles, especially Michelangelo and Raphael. Some other things, we had some more hench mutants in this episode. We got to see Bebop and Rocksteady, and Bebop and Rocksteady have never really been my favorite characters. Kind of bumbling and stupid, and that's who they are, that's what they are, and that's fine. But they've never been my favorite, so seeing them kind of bumble, fumble, dumble, rumble around, meh. We ended the episode with all of them coming back to the lair. Donatello's all better, and Cry admits to Splinter that what she has done is out of vengeance and it's not good. She sees that she hurt Donatello and Leonardo for making him go rogue, and then she says she can't defeat Shredder like this. So she pulls out her sword and says she has to take Shredder down herself. And that's where the episode ends. So it leaves the question, is Karai going to be the one to put the final end to Shredder? Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. I liked it better than last week's. I thought it was a good continuation of the classic City at War story line that Nickelodeon is putting forth. So I give it a solid A-. We have another new episode coming up this Sunday, Season 4, Episode 17, called The Insecta Trifecta. And it says, Raphael must overcome his fear of insects to lead the team when they are forced to battle Stockman Fly's new insect minions. Thank you guys for watching my episode review. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe below. And don't forget to follow my Instagram for more updates. This has been the J-Man Turtle Man saying, Cowabunga.